Hello students, today let us start our session. Now in the previous class we were studying about oscillations and simple harmonic motion. We were talking about projection of uniform circular motion. Just a couple of small points. Suppose the particle starts at this position, okay? We will write our expression as y is equal to a sine omega t, okay, where omega is the constant angular speed with which the particle is rotating in the circle, and this is projection, okay. Uniform circular motion is not simple harmonic motion, but it's projection. Suppose the particle started here, then this is at A. If it starts at B, we will write y is equal to a cos omega t. Okay, these 2 points you have to remember. For anything to be simple harmonic motion, it has to be 2 conditions, minimum conditions. Periodic and displacement should be proportional to, acceleration should be proportional to negative of displacement. First thing is it should be periodic, and second thing, acceleration should be proportional to minus displacement. So even if you take this kind of a function, if you take y is equal to a cos omega t, what is y dot? Differentiating y with respect to time, you can write it as y dot. Okay, this is another way of writing. So what are you going to get? Here there is an a. Okay, you are going to get cos, it is minus, so it is minus sine omega t into d by dt of omega t, it is omega. So it is minus a omega sine omega t. This is your y dot. Differentiate again y double dot, which is acceleration. It is minus a sine, it is cos omega t. There is one more omega here, it becomes minus cos omega t. Look at this, a cos omega t, it is minus ay, or y double dot is proportional to minus 1. So whether it is a sine function or a cosine function, it doesn't matter. Okay, they both are periodic, they both are, the acceleration is proportional to minus displacement, so they are the cases of simple harmonic motion. Okay, just note it down. Now observe here, this point to this point, see this is your amplitude, right? This point to this point, if I call this distance as s, then your amplitude was s by 2, where s is the distance between the point A and point B. Can we generalize it? Suppose I take a coordinate here, okay, which is x1, y1, z1, and x2, y2, z2, right? And let us say a particle is oscillating between these 2 extremes. That means if r1 vector is given to you and r2 vector is given to you, can we find the location of the amplitude? Can we find the amplitude magnitude? We can find out that. So how to find out that? Like this, you have to first find the distance between these 2 points. What is the distance formula? So let us say this point is A, this point is B. So AB is a vector, so I'm just calculating the modulus value. So it is root over x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square plus z1 minus z2 whole square. This is the distance between A and B. If they ask you what is the amplitude, what will be your amplitude? Amplitude will be, okay. So just for practice, 2, 1, minus 1, and let us say 3, 1, 0. So what is the amplitude? Amplitude will be equal to half root over 2 minus 3 minus 1 whole square. So it is minus 1 whole square, 1 1 minus 1 0 square plus minus 1 0. So minus 1 0 whole square. Okay, this is you have to find out. So it is equal to half 1 plus 1. Minus 1 whole square is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Root over 2. So it is 1 divided by root 2. Amplitude is 1 divided by root 2 units. Okay. So just note it down. Well, this point I told you that this point, we have already covered. Okay. So let us say you have this kind of a periodic function. So two functions we have taken, two type of motions we have taken. This is A and let us say B. So is there a phase difference? There is a phase difference because both did not start at the same time. Okay. Suppose, see, what is phase difference? Let us say this is having some phase phi1 and this is having some phase phi2. In the form of uniform circular motion, we have seen that you are saying that it hasn't started here, but it has started here. It has started with some initial phi. If it has started from A, the phi would have been 0, but it started from some other point A dash. Okay, then it has got initial phi, and the object is, the particle is rotating with omega t. Now, when we are comparing two motions, so this has got some phase phi1 and phase phi2. So the phase difference will be equal to phi1 minus phi2. And phi1 minus phi2 values you can update in the terms of angles, 0 degree, 180 degree, 360 degree, like that. Suppose phase difference is 0, 2 pi, 4 pi, like that. Okay. So if the phase difference is 0, 2 pi and 4 pi, what is that we will call them? Okay. If the phase difference between A and B is 0, 2 pi, 4 pi in that pattern, what is happening, you see? See, from here to here it is 0 to 2 pi. One more, it will be like this, right? So this is my 2 pi and this is my 4 pi. Okay. Let us say when this wave is here, this wave is corresponding point here. So when it is 0 or 2 pi, we will say that they are in phase. They are in phase. They are in phase. Okay. Obviously, there is some wavelength differences there. If you talk in terms of wave and all that, okay. But they are in phase. Now, when the phase difference is pi, let us say, so they are in opposite phase. They are in opposite phase. while discussing the wave chapter, wave part, we have seen that the amplitude were cancelling each other in this case. Okay, so when the phase difference is 0 or 2 pi, they are in phase, but when it is pi, they are in opposite phase. Okay, so these two you should remember. All right. So let us say you have a motion A and a motion B. Between these two, there is a delta t time difference is there. Let us say this started at 10 o'clock and this started at 10:01. So this gap is delta t. So is there a phase difference? Is there a phase difference means? The answer is yes. How to find the phase difference? Here the phase difference delta phi will be equal to delta t into omega. Delta t multiplied by the angular speed. Here we are assuming that both the motions are occurring with equal angular speed. Okay. So any question, the time difference is given. Alright. So time difference can be converted into equivalent phase difference using this. So what is the basis of this? Basically, you see omega is equal to theta by t. No. So theta is equal to omega by t. So here delta theta is equal to omega into alpha. No big logic in that. Okay. So this is one thing. Now let us say A is with omega 1, another case. B is with omega 2. Initially this was at phi 1 and this was at phi 2. Okay. So can we find out the phase difference between A and B? A is one motion, B is another motion. A is one motion, B is another motion. So can we find out the phase difference in this case? We can find out the phase difference. Here the phase difference delta phi will be equal to omega 1 minus omega 2 into delta t, and here also we are saying that delta b occurred, the B motion occurred delta t times after that, after A. Same situation. Here the omega values were equal. Here the omega values are not equal. Okay. So how to find the phase difference? Here also B is happening delta t after A. So how you are going to get it? So omega 1 minus omega 2 into delta t plus there is an initial phase difference also there. Initial phase difference is there. You know the previous one I told you. Remember? Let us say A started here, okay, whereas this is A started and B started here. So initially there was some phi 1 and there was some phi 2, isn't it? There was some phi 2. So what will be the, even you have to consider this. So this is what? This is your phase difference, general way of finding out. Alright. So the previous case what happened? Omega 1 was equal to omega 2. So this term was not there. So this term was not there. Okay. Now in the initial case, in the previous case, the omegas were equal actually. Okay. Yeah. So this term won't be there. Only this will be there. Now what is this? You will get this one. Okay. All right. So this is how you find out the phase difference between two motions. Okay. Let us see some more points. All right. The points are covered. Just a minute. Now here, sometimes some questions come in this way that you have to identify whether they are simple harmonic motions or not. You see some illustrations. Let us say the first question. Suppose sin omega t minus cos omega t. This is given to you and it is asked whether it is a simple harmonic motion or not. So how to find out this? So this we have seen one procedure. See, you can do one thing. Can I write it like this? Why I am writing like this? Because you know that if I can convert this into a single sine function or a cosine function, I can confidently tell that this is a simple harmonic motion. Okay. So here what I have done is basically I have introduced 1 by root 2. Now from where this 1 by root 2 has come? So this is 1 into sine omega t and this is 1 into cos omega t. So what is root over a square plus b square? It is root 2. Okay. Just like that you have to go. So you know very well that this is root 2 is, I can write it as cos 45. I can write it as cos pi by 4 sin omega t minus sin pi by 4 cos omega t. Sin A cos B minus cos A sin B. So we can write this as root 2 into sin A cos B minus cos A sin B. So it is omega t minus. Okay. So is this a simple harmonic motion? It is a simple harmonic motion. In the previous illustration I had shown you that when you write y is equal to sin omega t or y is equal to cos omega t, it is a case of simple harmonic motion. Okay. Note it down. Let us move to another illustration. This duster, let me just tap it and come. Let us say next illustration. Sin square omega t. Sin square omega t. Sin square omega t. Okay. Whenever you get this type of questions, always in terms of, think in terms of sin 2a, cos 2a. You know, you should know that basic formula. Cos 2a is equal to 2 cos square a minus 1. This is one way of writing it. Okay. Multiple angles. This is multiple angle. This is also one more equation, one more formula was there. 1 minus sin square a. 1 minus sin square. Isn't it? So here you assume omega t is a. So what is sin square a here? So sin square a here is cos 2a that side, sin square is this side. So it is 1 minus cos 2a divided by 2. See, you can directly use this one actually. But why I am writing all this means everyone should be able to understand. Simple. Okay. Some people may not be knowing this formula. I can directly put this. So my intention is to make you understand each and every step. So basically here a, let us say omega t, you can write this as 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2 cos ta. Now you have to see whether this is a it is cos 2, not t, it is 2 omega t. Here what is a? It is omega t, right? Now first of all, we have to see what is the time period of this. What is the time period of this? Alright. So only watch this term. Okay, this will decide about the time period. Compare this with our regular equation. Cos omega t. So let us say omega dash t, I will say. Okay. I will call this as, no, our regular term was cos omega t, isn't it? So here I will write this as, this term I will write it as cos omega dash t. I can write it like that. Okay. Now here, what was the time period? In our standard case, our time period was t is equal to 2 pi by omega. T is equal to 2 pi by omega. But in our question, instead of omega, we have omega dash. So what we should write in our case, t should be equal to 2 pi by omega dash. The answer is no. This is not like our standard equation. In standard equation, you will find cos omega t. But here it is 2 omega t. So this 2 omega t, 2 omega I am calling it as omega dash t. Omega dash t. So our time period was 2 pi by omega when it is omega. Now it is omega dash. So it will be omega divided by omega dash, it should be the new one. T new, I will call it as. T new will be equal to 2 pi by omega dash or equal to 2 pi by 2 omega. The time period is, the new time period for this function is pi by omega. Okay, the time period for this new function is pi by omega. Okay, so is it periodic? It is periodic. Okay, after every, this function is getting repeated. See, this is a constant term, but this is getting repeated. See, this equation value won't change if I write it like this: cos 2 omega t plus 2 pi. Is the value changing? If I write the same expression as half into cos 2 omega t plus 4 pi, is the value changing? The value is not changing, no? So it is periodic. It is periodic. So is it SHM? One condition we have satisfied, that it is periodic. What about the second condition? Second condition was displacement should be, acceleration should be proportional to the displacement. Alright, ध्यान से देखो. Let us say y is equal to 2x, I will say. Is y proportional to x? Yes. You keep on increasing the y value, you keep on increasing the x value, the y value will also increase. Isn't it? Pretty simple. Let us say I have another equation 2 minus 2x. If I keep on increasing x value, will the y value increase proportionately? It doesn't. You can check with some values here. I will put here x and y table. Put x is equal to 0, you are getting 2. Put x is equal to 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 minus 4, minus 2, you are getting minus 2. Put x is equal to 4, 2 into 4, 8, 2 minus 8, minus 6. Isn't it? So you are increasing the x value, y value is decreasing. So it looks like, there is a linear proportionality result. You put some other value, x is equal to 3. What is happening? 2 into 3, 6. 2 minus 6, minus 4. Okay? Here you see, 2 multiplied by 1.5, you are getting 3. But here, it is 2 into 2. It is increasing, but it is not increasing in a particular fashion. It is not directly increasing. There are some different factors are coming up. So this function, even though it is periodic, it is not a simple harmonic motion. Compare this equation with this equation, what I have done here. They both look similar, no? Here it's a cosine function, but the concept involved is this one. Okay? So it is not, this function is periodic, but not a simple harmonic motion. For a function to be simple harmonic motion, it should be both periodic as well as the acceleration should be proportional to the minus of displacement. If you can reduce that function into a single cosine function or a single sine function, you can say that they are simple harmonic motion. Okay, let us see two more. Let us see the next one. Illustration: e power minus omega square t square. Right? So we have to decide whether this is a simple harmonic motion or not. What type of function is this? This function is exponential function. Exponentially decreasing function it is. If I say that y is equal to e power minus omega square t square, what is happening? If I keep on increasing the t value 0, 1, 2 like that, what is happening? E power t is increasing. E power t is increasing. Therefore, e power minus t decreasing. Okay, but is it periodic? If omega square value is always omega square only. So if omega square multiplied by some term you are getting. But first of all, is it periodic? Is it returning? After some time, is the same function returning? It is not. So this is not a question of simple, it is not a simple harmonic motion. Exponential functions like this, they are not simple harmonic motions. Okay? Let us see one more. 1 plus omega t plus omega square t square. Is it simple harmonic motion? You keep on increasing the value of e, this function, see this whole thing is a function. Okay? This function, what is it representing? This is a function, it is a function which is representing a particular motion. Now whether this motion is simple harmonic motion or not is what we are investigating. See, every motion is not a simple harmonic motion. For simple harmonic motion, now keep on putting the value of t, it will keep on increasing, you know. So time cannot be a complex number, time has to be a positive number. Let us say if I keep on putting t 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, it is increasing, but it is never repeating. So it is not periodic in the first place. So no question of simple harmonic motion. Okay? Just note it down. All right. Suppose it is given like this: 3 cos of pi by 4 minus 2 omega t. Is it a simple harmonic motion? It is a simple harmonic motion. You know that cos of minus theta, cos is an even function, isn't it? Mathematics, trigonometry. My mathematics is not very good maybe, but I know this much basic. That cosine is an even function. Okay? So, can I write this as 3 into cos of omega t, 2 omega t minus pi by 4. This is a pure cosine function. So, it is a periodic as well as that acceleration minus displacement, you know, even that. So, this is 2 omega t, no? So, again 2 omega t, will it be, see when it is 2 omega t, your time period will change. Yeah, keep in mind this particular concept, you know. The function must repeat. Some function may be repeating after 2 pi. This function is repeating after 2 pi. There can be another function which is repeating after pi. After pi radians. There can be another function which is repeating after pi by 2 radians. It must repeat. Repeating is called periodic function. It should be only 2 pi only, not like that. The time period of this will be different. We have done earlier also. It will be pi by omega. Pi by omega will be the time period, but it is periodic. Okay? Okay. Let us see one more. Cos omega t, cos 3 omega t and cos 5 omega t. Now, is this simple harmonic motion? If you see here, individually they are cosine functions. Okay? So they are definitely periodic. But this whole function as a whole, does it represent simple harmonic motion? Means no. The second condition, a is proportional to minus pi. Let us say I call this as y. Okay? I call this as y. You differentiate and see that the way I told you, y dot, y double dot, you calculate that, you will not get this condition in this case. So it is not a simple harmonic motion. If anyone finds any difficulty, you can personally text me. I will do the differentiation part and I will tell you. But this is not a simple harmonic motion. Okay? So now let us move to another one concept. Okay. Now let us see another illustration. Now in this illustration, there are two motions happening. Okay. This corresponds to plus a and this corresponds to minus a. Alright. There is one motion happening like this. So this is the point of a by 2, and there is another motion happening from this is happening in this direction and this is happening in this direction. So here also like this. Alright. So this is happening in this direction. So this is our A and this is our, let us say, minus A. Okay. There are two simple harmonic motions happening like this in opposite directions, and the question is to find the phase difference between them. Now what is happening is, when this motion is at A by 2, they are in sync. Okay. When it is at A by 2, see, it should not be like this. See, one simple harmonic motion is happening like this. Okay. Another simple harmonic motion is happening like this. Like this. Okay. So this point is A by 2, right? So this is A by 2 and this is A by 2 and like this. Okay. So this is simple harmonic motion 2 and this is SHM 1. What is the phase difference between these two? Okay. Both have same amplitudes, but they are happening in opposite directions and they kind of meet at A by 2. Okay. So what is the meaning of A by 2 means? When this is, oscillation happening in this direction, when this comes over here, this comes over here. Okay. Understood the question? Two simple harmonic motions. Now here, let us say this expression is given as x is equal to, let us say A cos omega 1t. and this expression is given by x is equal to a cos omega 2t. Okay, and we have to find the what you call the phase difference between these two. Okay, now look here, this is, let us say, the first one, the second one equation. So when the first one is at a by 2, put x is equal to a by 2, you get what? A by 2 is equal to a cos omega 1 t. So cos omega 1 t will be equal to how much? Half. Cos omega 1 t will be equal to half. When is cos value half? Cos value is half when it is cos 60 degrees, right? So one value would be 60 degrees means pi by 3 or 60 degrees, isn't it? Now coming to this, put x is equal to a by 2 in the second equation. You get a by 2 is equal to a into cos omega 2 t. Okay. Here also you are getting cos omega 2 how much? Half. When is cos omega 2 half? Cos 120 degrees is minus half. Okay. When is cos value is half? Okay. So here you can say that this must be 2 pi plus pi by 3. Isn't it? 2 pi plus pi by 3. Then only again it will become half. Cos 120 is minus half. Okay. And if you add cos 180 is minus 1. So you need to add 2 pi. Okay. So the phase difference between these two, this is pi by 3 and this is 2 pi plus pi by 3. So the phase difference is 2 pi. Okay. The point, the thing I want to tell you is, you can compare the displacement equations. You can compare the displacement equations, substitute the individual values, and calculate the phases. This is also a concept you should understand. Whenever you get this type of question, compare the displacements and what is the condition given in the question. You see, the condition given in the question is when x is equal to a by 2, in both the cases they are meeting in opposite directions. Alright, so that condition you can apply and you can solve for the phase difference value. So in the next session we will see some more concepts. Okay, till then take care, bye bye. So last one, take a screenshot, but understand that compare the displacement equations in this type of questions.